Hey, this is Joe Crump. As most of you know, over the past few months, we've been having some problems with our scraper in Craigslist inside the auto marketer. Everything else is working fine about the system except for the scraper, which is a pretty vital part of this. So we've been battling, trying to make the process work, and we've completely redesigned how the scraper works, and we've switched over from scraping Craigslist to scraping Zillow. Now, Craigslist and Zillow have about the same number of properties for sale on them, but Craigslist has 10 times as many ads because people repost them every day. So that means we have to scrape 10 times as many ads in order to get the same number that we could have gotten if we just went to Zillow. Zillow also has a lot more information, and we can get a lot more granular in our searches, which I'm going to show you in a second. So Zillow's got some really nice advantages. It gives us full addresses. It gives us the phone number of the people that are selling the properties, and it makes it easier for us to get that information. Now, so what we've got is a brand new Zillow scraper. That's the good news. The bad news is we're going to start charging for scraped ads. What that's probably going to mean to you is that it's going to probably add about $20 a month on your auto marketer cost to do one city. So if you're doing a city, let's say like Indianapolis, and you've been getting $20 a month credits for your phone minutes, which you use part of it, but you haven't had to pay for any scraped ads previously. Now you're still going to have to pay for your phone minutes. You're still going to get the $20 a month credit, but you're also going to be paying for scraped ads. So depending on the amount of ads in your area, you're going to have more cost, and it's probably going to go over that $20 credit that you've been paying, which probably means that you may add another $20 a month to the cost to run the auto marketer for each city that you run. Now, the bad part about the Craigslist system we used to have is that we had to put limits on how many areas you could scrape, simply because of the cost that it was taking us to be able to scrape those places. Now, because we're charging for scraping, you're going to be able to scale this up into as many areas as you want. You just have to pay for the leads that come through. So that's the good news and the bad news of this process. Now, when you go into your system, you're going to find what I suggest. If you, I don't know if you have as many campaigns set up as I do, but you want to go down, scroll down until you find the default campaigns and go to the 3-month sequence. With Zillow, you really want the 3-month sequence, because what it's going to do, it's going to scrape everything in that area. So let's say there's 200 homes for sale in that area that you're looking for. Let's say Indianapolis, I'm looking for, there's 200 homes there. It's going to scrape all of those, and it's going to send out a blast to them. So at the beginning, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to get texts from you. But these ads don't get posted over and over again like they do on Craigslist. So what we have is a 3-month sequence to drip on all of the ads over and over again. And each day, it's going to find any new ads that have come onto Zillow, and it's going to scrape those and add them to this 3-month sequence. And then over this 3-month period, it's going to drip texts on those people, with different messages, which I'm going to show you real quickly. It works the same way that the Craigslist 3-month campaign worked. But the way you search is changing and is becoming a little bit more robust. You can pick the category, and you can choose between for rent or for sale by owner. I'm going to suggest that you stick with for sale by owner. The for rent ads, even if it's for sale by owner, has a lot of property managers in it, so we haven't been scraping those. And if you do, you might want to change the message that you send to them. Next, you have to pick the city and state that they're in. And if I wanted to do Indiana, I could press Indiana, and then once I do that, it'll pull up the potential cities in Indiana. So let's say I want to do Indianapolis, or maybe I want to do Fishers as well. And if I want to do that, then it'll search in those areas. Now I can also do it by zip code. So if I click on zip code, it'll get rid of the others, and I can put in the zip code and just put a comma after it, and it'll allow me to put in more. So I can put in as many different zip codes as I want, and it'll search just specifically by zip code. This is something we couldn't have done with Craigslist, so it's given us a lot of new search features. But the thing that I like the best about this system is it allows you to search with a Zillow URL. I can go to Zillow and I can type in, or I can paste in, the URL from Zillow. And let me show you real quick how that works. If I go to Zillow, let's say that I go to Zillow and it looks like this, and I just type in the area that I want to work in, Indianapolis. It's going to show a blue line around that section. So whenever there's a blue line in there, then you can take this URL at the top. Oops, I clicked on the wrong thing. You can take this URL at the top, copy it, and then you can paste it into this Zillow URL section. But I could put in Indianapolis, Indiana in the city-state and get the same thing on Zillow. So I don't really need that. I just want you to see this blue line, because that blue line is important. If that blue line's not in there, then that'll create problems for your URL. But what this allows me to do is search any way that I want to. First of all, I want to search just by owner. I want any price, any bedrooms. I want to do houses, condos, and townhomes. And those are the only criteria up here that I'm picking. But then I'm going to draw the areas that I want. And let's say I just want to put in a couple of different areas. You have to click that twice. And then I can circle the areas that I want it to search. And I can pick multiple areas. I can scroll out and I can pick other areas out here. And then once I've picked all the areas that I want, I can hit apply, and it'll pull just those properties in those areas. And if I click here, I can see, oh, there's 79 of them that I've picked. So now when I pick this, when I copy this and I post it over here, and then I can scroll down here and I can save, and it'll search those areas. So it'll override all the other search criteria in this system when I use the Zillow URL. But it gives you really nice granular search functions that we didn't have before. The other thing that is going to be a little bit different here is you can put in the home types here. Again, if you're using the Zillow URL, this won't matter, but you can put all these details in. So this is more than we had with Craigslist. You can also use keywords to search, and you can pick the campaign that you want. This already has the default campaign in it, the 3-month campaign, and it'll also list it as a seller when the lead comes in, and the lead will be sent to whatever team member you have. And you can always create more team members by going to team management, and you can create team members and put their email addresses in, so that whenever a lead comes in, it can go to as many team members as you want it to go to. And that way those team members will get that information. You can also add tags to each of these. So if I wanted to say I wanted to know where these particular leads are coming from, I would usually just copy my campaign, go over here and create a tag. And if I create a tag, it will actually add it to this. So now when I save it, it's going to add a tag to any lead that comes in to the system. Now let me show you real quickly again, for those of you who aren't aware of this, the 3-month campaign is a great way to do this with these Zillow leads, because it'll drip on them over 3 months. A lot of people, when they first put their property on Craigslist, they're not ready to sell yet. But after a month, after 2 months, after 3 months, they're going to get a lot more motivated, because we know that 85 to 95% of them don't succeed. So that's why we use this drip campaign, because it'll drip on them over time, and it'll give them different offers. So on day 1, it's just going to be a plain old text message. Would you be interested in doing rent to buy? On day 2, it's going to have this, but it's also going to put in a URL to your clone site, so they can click on it and they can see So it's going to show you that they're going to be able to click on this link and find out about your rent-to-own seller program. Down here, they can find out about your We Will Buy program. So you have different ways to approach them with these systems. And when they contact you, either through the website or text you back or give you a phone call, those messages are going to be emailed to the people that you chose in this section up here. And the criteria of how this thing is going to work is based on this yes or no campaign. So if they say yes in the campaign, it's going to send it to you. If they say not interested, then it's not going to send it to you by email. So we've used a bunch of keywords to try to make that happen. You don't have to worry about too much of this stuff. I just want you to kind of understand how this system works and what it's going to cost for you to do it, for you to use it. So let's just go back real quick to the dashboard. I'm not going to save this right now. So that's about it for now. I'm going to put some new tutorial videos in. There's going to be a new quick start tutorial. Quick start video number 2 is going to be re-recorded, so you should have that any minute. I'm also going to add a new video to the Auto Marketer page so that you can make sure you understand how all the functions of the Auto Marketer work. If you have any questions about it, please put in a support ticket and we'll try to help you through the process. We appreciate your patience. We appreciate you sticking with us as we go through these changes, and hopefully you'll feel that this is a big improvement to the system. Every time we make changes like this, I know it's a pain in the neck to have to relearn this stuff. But I'll tell you, if we can make the system better and function better and get you more leads, it's going to make you more money. So thanks for your patience. Thanks for your support. And let us know if you have any questions. Thanks now. Bye-bye.